Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to solve and find all the solutions for this equation from 0 to 2 pi. We're given 2 times tangent squared of x is equal to 3 secant of x. Now, in order to do this, we need to know some trig functions. But here's the thing. A lot of us only remember the most famous one, which is sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. Now, there are two other really important main, quote-unquote, main trig identities. And sometimes it's confusing to remember which one is which. Here's the trick. We just divide this equation either by sine or cosine. Now, since I'm seeing tangent right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tangent. I'm going to divide everything here by sine squared. And when I do that, not sine squared, I meant to say cosine squared. Let's try that again. There we go. Cosine squared. Because when I do this one, sine squared over cosine squared, that's going to be tangent squared plus 1 is equal to 1 over cosine squared is another way of saying secant squared. Now, what I want to do is use this to make this be in terms of one trig function. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this tangent squared by subtracting 1 from both sides and realizing that tangent squared is equal to secant squared minus 1. So let's plug that in. 2 times the quantity of secant squared of x minus 1 is equal to 3 secant of x. Cool. All right, so put a bracket there. Now we're going to distribute. So we have 2 secant squared x minus 2 is equal to 3 secant of x. Next, we want to move everything over to the same side. So we have 2 secant squared x minus 3 secant x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now at this point, I'm going to do a little bit of substitution. I'm going to say a is equal to secant of x. And the reason why I'm doing that is so it looks more familiar. 2a squared minus 3a minus 2 equals 0. When there's trig functions, it's hard to realize we're just dealing with a quadratic that needs to be solved. So now 2a, and now let's see what we can have here. So factors, let's go 2 minus 2 plus 1 is equal to 0. Perfect. And so this means that we have 2a plus 1 equals 0. And a minus 2 equals 0. So what we need to do is go with, let's see, so we're now going to put secant back in. So let's do this in red now. So 2 times secant of x plus 1 equals 0, which means that we're looking for a secant of x that is equal to negative 1/2. All right. And then what we want to do is find secant of x minus 2 that is equal to 0. And so we're looking for a secant value x that is equal to 2. All right. Now again, we need to be mindful that really what we have going on here is that, let's see here, so secant of x is equal to 1 over cosine of x. And so what that means is we're really looking for a cosine of x that's equal to negative 2. And a cosine of x that is equal to 1/2. And when we do it like this, we can see that with a unit circle, since all these are at 1, that we will never have a cosine value that is equal to negative 2. But we will have a couple of x values that are equal to 1/2. And so that's going to be at pi over 3. So pi over 3, and then 5 pi over 3. And there we go. Those are our solutions to this trig identity.